Everybody, I'm Karen from the Salem South Lyon District Library. This is Books with Karen, and I'm your mystery maven for today. We're going to talk about some books that we have done in the past in our Cliffhangers book club and that were well received by the group. The first one is The Broken Girls, and this is by Simone St. James, and she has written about 4 or 5 books previous to this one, and they usually have a ghost type thing going on in the background, some more, some less. This one has a little bit of a ghost element to it, but it's not overbearing. Let me read you a little blurb. Vermont, 1950. There's a place for the girls whom no one wants. The troublemakers, the illegitimate, the too smart for their own good. It's called Idlewood Hall. And in the small town where it's located, there are rumors that the boarding school is haunted. 4 roommates bond over their whispered fears, their budding friendship blossoming until one of them mysteriously disappears. So this one is one that I recommend. I think there may not be copies available right now on Libby, but you can put this book on hold, or if you want to, buy a copy, whatever you think is going to work for you. To add on to that, she has just, St. James has just come out with a new book, and I was lucky enough to get my hands on this before we went on shutdown, and this is called The Sundown Motel. And this is the book that's directly follows this one. It's not the same character, so this is again a standalone book, and it's very well written. It's a page turner. There's a lot more ghosts in this book, but it is a mystery, and it is goes back and forth in time, but it's actually very well done. So if you want to get a copy of this, I recommend this one too, if that's your element that you like. Okay, now we're going to go a little bit into the past and the future, actually, and talk about William Kent Krueger. William Kent Krueger's been around quite a long time. Many of you probably know about him. And I have done this book, Ordinary Grace, actually 2 times for 2 different book clubs, because I love this book quite a lot. It won the Edgar Award for this particular book, won the Edgar Award, so it is well received as a mystery, although it's usually not classified as that. New Bremen, Minnesota, 1961. The twins were playing their debut season. Ice-cold root beers were selling out at the soda counter of Haldren's drugstore, and hot stuff comic books were a mainstay on every barbershop magazine shelf. It was a time of innocence and hope for a country with a new young president. But for 13-year-old Frank Drum, a preacher's son, it was a grim summer in which death visited frequently and assumed many forms. Accident, nature, suicide, murder. That's the blurb on the back. And while I was reading this book, I was going through all these accident, nature, suicide, murder, just looking for the bits and pieces in the story. And it's very well woven together. The reason I bring up this one, other than it's a great read, is that William Kent Krueger is scheduled to come visit our library this summer. Now, of course, with the coronavirus, we have no idea what's going to happen, if it's going to take place, rescheduled, or what the deal is. But in any case, I am still going to do this book just in case he is coming, and it's a great book anyway. This is the 20th anniversary edition of this book, Iron Lake, which is the first book that launched his Cormoran series, and I think there's 14 or 15 of this particular series, and it is a mystery series. Part Irish, part Anishinaabe Indian. Sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. Cork O'Connor is the former sheriff of Aurora, Minnesota, population 3,752. Once a cop on Chicago's South Side, there's not much that can shock him. But when the town's judge is brutally murdered and a young Eagle Scout is reported missing, Cork takes on this complicated and perplexing case of conspiracy, corruption, and a small town secret that hits painfully close to home. I'm about halfway through this, and it is very good. He has a really nice way of weaving a story together and hanging some meat on the bones of his characters. So I think you will enjoy this one. I got so excited that he was coming that I bought these two copies. This one and tender is the land. This tendered land. That so in anticipation of his coming to the library, so I could have him sign my books. But you can put it on hold. You can get a copy. Fingers crossed that he's going to come. I did read this one, and this is his latest. And I am sure this is the book he's going to be talking about when he's making his rounds in Michigan to the various places where he's going to have his author talks. It's reminiscent of Ordinary Grace, so this is why when you're reading reviews, they sort of pair these two together. But the characters are not similar, and there isn't really death, murder, and mystery in this per se. So in the summer of 1932, on the banks of Minnesota's Gilead River, the Lincoln Indian Training School is a pitiless place where Native American children forcibly separated from their parents are sent to be educated. It's also the home of Odie O'Banion, a lively orphan boy who exploits constantly, earning him the superintendent's wrath. Odie and his brother Albert are the only white faces among the hundreds of Native American children at the school. After committing a terrible crime, Odie and Albert are forced to flee for their lives with their best friend Mose. Over the course of one unforgettable summer, these four orphan vagabonds, there's also a little girl that accompanies them, these four orphan vagabonds journey into the unknown, crossing paths with others who are adrift, from struggling farmers to faith healers to displaced families and lost souls of all kinds. And that is this Tender Land. It's very well written, and again, he does a lot with his main characters in terms of character. And it's not a Huck Finn type story, but they are on a river and going down the Gilead, and they meet a lot of different characters. So the story moves along nicely, and I really enjoyed this book. Well, that's it for today. I hope everybody is doing well, and I'm wearing red to symbolize love and passion, and it's also my favorite color. So it is for you guys, and it's for everybody, because we do need to hang together and show our appreciation of different things. I love my library and my job. I love reading, and you guys. You guys, whether it's library people or my friends, you are the best. So hang in there. Bye-bye.